What if the fruit you're eating to stay healthy is actually making things worse? For seniors, especially those dealing with diabetes, kidney issues, or heart problems, some popular fruits could be quietly harming your body without you even realizing it. In this video, we're exposing 6 seemingly healthy fruits that can trigger serious health issues if you're not careful. But don't worry, we'll also show you safer, smarter alternatives. Stick around until the end, because the last fruit on our list is one that surprises almost everyone. What you learn today could help protect your health for years to come. Starfruit. It looks harmless, even charming. With its golden skin and star-shaped slices, starfruit is one of those exotic treats that seems too pretty not to eat. You might spot it in a fruit salad or sliced on top of a hotel breakfast buffet, and think, this must be healthy. It's fruit, right? And in many ways it is. It's low in calories, rich in vitamin C, and loaded with antioxidants. But here's the part most people never hear about. Starfruit can be dangerous, especially for seniors with even mild kidney issues. The problem? A toxin called caramboxin. In a healthy, younger person, this naturally occurring chemical gets filtered out by the kidneys with no issue. But as we age, kidney function gradually declines. It's subtle. Most people don't even notice the difference. But the kidney's ability to remove certain toxins becomes less efficient over time. And when caramboxin builds up in the bloodstream, it doesn't just sit there quietly. It attacks the nervous system. We're talking dizziness, confusion, and in more serious cases, seizures or even coma. Let's make this real. Meet John, a 72-year-old from Florida who considered himself a health-conscious guy. He took his daily walks, stayed hydrated, and loaded up his diet with fruits and vegetables. One day at the grocery store, he picked up a few starfruits on a whim. Why not? They looked refreshing and unique. He sliced them into his smoothies each morning, thinking he was doing his body a favor. But within a few days, John noticed something strange. He started feeling a little off balance when he stood up. Then came the brain fog. He'd forget what he was doing mid-task. Then the fatigue hit. Hard. His energy tanked. One morning, John looked at his calendar and didn't know what day it was. Alarmed, his family rushed him to the ER. After tests, scans, and confused looks from doctors, the cause was identified: starfruit toxicity. John had undiagnosed early-stage kidney disease, common for someone his age. The caramboxin had built up in his body and triggered neurological symptoms. Unfortunately, John's story isn't rare. The National Kidney Foundation warns that for people with reduced kidney function, even unknowingly, just 1 or 2 slices of starfruit can be harmful. And the scariest part? 1 in 3 adults over 65 already has some form of kidney disease, often without symptoms. So even if you feel fine, starfruit could still be a hidden threat. The bright color, exotic flavor, and superfood marketing hide the reality. For seniors, it's not worth the risk. The potential consequences, neurological damage, kidney strain, hospitalization, far outweigh any nutritional benefits it offers. If you're craving something tropical, try dragon fruit or Asian pears instead. Both are safer, senior-friendly options that deliver that exotic bite without the hidden danger. Grapes. They're small, juicy, and easy to pop into your mouth without a second thought. Grapes seem like the perfect healthy snack, convenient, delicious, and all natural. They're a staple in fruit bowls, lunchboxes, and snack trays everywhere. But here's the twist. For older adults, grapes can quietly cause more harm than good, especially if you're dealing with blood sugar issues or swallowing problems. Let's start with the sugar surprise. You wouldn't expect it, but grapes are loaded with natural sugar. A single cup contains about 23 grams, roughly the same as a small candy bar. Sure, it's not refined sugar, but that doesn't make it harmless. For seniors with diabetes, prediabetes, or even just slowed metabolism due to age, This can lead to sudden blood sugar spikes that put stress on your system. That's exactly what happened to Patricia, a 68-year-old from Chicago. After learning her blood sugar was creeping up, she made a smart-sounding switch, trading in her afternoon cookies for a bowl of seedless red grapes. Fruit over junk food. Sounds like a win, right? But within a few weeks, Patricia started feeling unusually tired in the afternoons. Her vision would blur, and she felt foggy. One day, she decided to check her old blood sugar monitor. The result? 180 milligrams per deciliter, far above her usual range. The culprit? The grapes she thought were helping her. Her doctor later explained that grapes, due to their high glycemic index, can cause rapid sugar spikes, sometimes faster than even whole grain bread. And that's just half the story. The other danger most people never consider? Choking. Grapes are one of the top choking hazards for children, and surprisingly, for seniors too. Why? As we age, our swallowing reflexes weaken. Muscles don't coordinate as smoothly, and the gag reflex slows down. Grapes are the perfect size and shape to slip into the windpipe. They're small, round, and slippery. Swallow one without chewing properly, and it can get lodged instantly. The National Safety Council reports a 30% increase in choking incidents among seniors involving grapes over the last 5 years. Imagine sitting on the couch, watching TV, casually snacking on grapes, and suddenly struggling to breathe. For a younger person, it might just cause a scare. But for an older adult, it could be life-threatening in seconds. So what can you do? You don't need to give up grapes entirely, but you do need a strategy. Cut them into quarters to reduce the choking risk. Eat slowly and avoid snacking mindlessly while distracted. Pair them with protein or fat, like cheese or almonds, to slow down sugar absorption. Limit your portion to a handful, not a bowl. Or better yet, switch to berries. They're lower in sugar, safer to chew, and packed with antioxidants. Strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries deliver the sweetness without the sugar spike or the choking hazard. The bottom line? Grapes aren't evil, but they're far from harmless. For seniors, they're a classic case of, it looks healthy, until you look closer. Oranges. Oranges have long been seen as a health hero. They're bright, refreshing, and packed with vitamin C, a nutrient we're constantly told we need more of, especially as we get older. For decades, they've been the go-to fruit for immune support. But beneath that sweet, juicy surface is a harsh truth most seniors never hear. Oranges can quietly wreak havoc on your body. Let's start with the most common issue: acid reflux. As we age, the muscle between the stomach and the esophagus weakens, making it easier for stomach acid to splash upward. Oranges, like other citrus fruits, are highly acidic, and they're among the top triggers for acid reflux and GERD. You may have felt it before, that burning sensation in your chest or the sour taste creeping into your throat. But for seniors, this isn't just an occasional annoyance. It can become a daily battle. Take Margaret, a 73-year-old from Minnesota. She used to start every morning with a glass of orange juice, thinking it was giving her a strong start to the day. But then came the heartburn. At first, it was just occasional. Then it started interrupting her sleep. Her throat burned, her voice felt raspy, and antacids became a constant companion. It wasn't until she cut oranges from her routine that she finally got relief. But the acid isn't just rough on your stomach, it's tough on your teeth too. As enamel wears down with age, acidic foods like oranges accelerate tooth erosion, leading to increased sensitivity, pain, and higher risk of cavities. If you've noticed your teeth reacting more sharply to cold or sweet foods lately, that morning orange might be to blame. Once enamel is gone, it doesn't grow back. Now here's a problem you really don't see coming: medication interference. Oranges contain compounds that block enzymes responsible for breaking down over 50 common medications, especially drugs used for high blood pressure, cholesterol, and depression. That means your prescriptions may not work as intended, or they may linger in your body longer than they should, leading to side effects or complications. Picture this. You take your blood pressure meds faithfully every day, but your numbers keep climbing. You think the drug's failing you, but it might actually be your morning orange juice interfering without you knowing it. So what should you do? If you can't give up oranges completely, wait at least 2 hours after taking medications before eating citrus. Dilute orange juice with water to cut down on acidity. Sip through a straw to minimize contact with your teeth. Avoid oranges on an empty stomach, especially first thing in the morning or late at night. Or better yet, swap them out. Bell peppers, kiwis, and strawberries are loaded with vitamin C, but gentler on your body. Even steamed broccoli provides a surprising amount of it, without triggering reflux or messing with your meds. Bottom line, oranges may look like a superfruit, but for seniors, they can be more villain than hero. Avocados. They're creamy, trendy, and praised in every health blog from here to eternity. Avocados have earned the title of superfood, and for good reason. They're rich in healthy fats, potassium, fiber, and vitamins that support heart and brain health. But here's the twist most seniors never see coming. Avocados aren't always as innocent as they seem. For older adults, they can quietly cause weight gain, interfere with medications, and even trigger unexpected allergic reactions. Let's start with the calorie trap. Avocados are dense, very dense. One medium avocado contains around 240 calories and about 22 grams of fat. That's healthy fat, sure, but it's still fat. And unlike most fruits, avocados are not something you can eat freely without consequences. As we age, our metabolism slows down, and our daily calorie needs shrink. That means even small dietary missteps, like overdoing it on avocado, can add up quickly. Take Robert, a 75-year-old from Denver. After hearing about the benefits of avocado toast, he began eating it every morning. He swapped butter for mashed avocado on whole grain bread, thinking he'd made a heart-healthy upgrade. But 3 months later, he'd gained 12 pounds. The extra weight made his knees ache, his energy slump, and his blood pressure tick up. His doctor pointed to the calorie load in his breakfast. You're eating nearly a quarter of your day's calories before 9 a.m. Next, let's talk about medication interference, the hidden danger. Avocados are high in vitamin K, which can interfere with blood thinners like warfarin, a medication many seniors take to prevent clots and strokes. When vitamin K levels fluctuate, it affects how the medication works. Too much can reduce its effectiveness and raise your risk of serious complications. That's not all. The healthy fats in avocados can also impact how your body absorbs medications, particularly blood pressure pills and some antidepressants. For seniors who rely on these medications daily, that creamy avocado might be quietly disrupting your treatment plan. Then there's the allergy angle, which often catches people off guard. Avocados contain proteins similar to those found in latex, meaning seniors with a mild or undiagnosed latex sensitivity can suddenly develop symptoms like mouth tingling, throat irritation, or even hives. It's called latex fruit syndrome, and it often appears later in life, even if you've eaten avocados for years without issues. Take Margaret, a 72-year-old gardening enthusiast. After years of eating avocado salads with no problems, she started noticing an itchy throat after meals. The culprit? A new latex sensitivity that crossed over into a reaction to avocados. So, should you ditch avocados altogether? Not necessarily, just treat them with caution. Stick to 1/4 avocado per day, It's enough to enjoy the benefits without the calorie overload. Pair it with protein or fiber to slow digestion. Check with your doctor if you're on blood thinners or SSRIs. Watch for new allergy symptoms, even if they seem mild. Or try alternatives like olive oil, nuts, or hummus, foods that offer healthy fats with fewer risks and easier portion control. Bottom line, avocados may be trendy, but for seniors, they require a careful balance. It's not about fear, it's about being informed. Watermelon. Few things feel more refreshing on a hot day than biting into a juicy slice of watermelon. With its bright red color and high water content, it practically screams healthy. And for many seniors, it seems like the perfect way to stay hydrated without the sugar of soda or juice. But here's the catch. Watermelon's biggest strength can also be its biggest danger. At 92% water, this fruit sounds like a hydration hero. But for seniors, especially those with heart issues, kidney problems, or diabetes, that extra water and sugar load can backfire fast. Let's start with the fluid overload problem. As we get older, our kidneys become less efficient at processing fluids. So, when you eat a lot of watermelon in one sitting, your body may struggle to eliminate the excess water. Instead, it holds on to it. This leads to fluid retention, and the symptoms can escalate quickly. Swollen ankles, hands, or face. Shortness of breath. Fatigue or heaviness in the chest. Increased blood pressure. Take Betty, a 78-year-old from Arizona. She began snacking on watermelon every afternoon during the summer. Just one large bowl, nothing extreme. But within days, she noticed her feet swelling and her breathing getting harder. One night she woke up gasping for air and was rushed to the hospital. The cause? Her heart couldn't handle the sudden fluid buildup caused by all that watermelon. It's especially risky for those taking diuretics or water pills to manage blood pressure or heart conditions. The high water content of watermelon can actually cancel out the effects of these medications, making them less effective and putting more strain on your heart and kidneys. And then there's the sugar shock. Despite its light, watery taste, watermelon has a high glycemic index, meaning it can spike blood sugar levels rapidly. Just 2 cups can send glucose levels soaring, especially dangerous for those with diabetes or insulin resistance. You may feel a quick jolt of energy, followed by a crash, leaving you tired, foggy, or moody. Repeat this over time, and it could worsen your blood sugar control or even contribute to weight gain and long-term complications. And if that wasn't enough, here's another lesser-known issue: potassium overload. Watermelon is surprisingly rich in potassium, a nutrient that supports heart health but becomes dangerous when your kidneys can't clear it out properly. Seniors with even mild kidney dysfunction may be at risk for hyperkalemia, a condition marked by muscle weakness, heart rhythm irregularities. In severe cases, heart failure. So what can you do? If you love watermelon, you don't have to give it up entirely. Just be smart about it. Limit portions to half a cup. Eat it earlier in the day, not before bed. Pair it with a protein or fat, like a few almonds, to slow sugar absorption. Pay attention to swelling or fatigue and cut back if symptoms appear. Or try alternatives like cucumber slices, frozen berries, or fruit-infused water. You'll still get the hydration and sweetness without the hidden risks. Bottom line, watermelon may look harmless, but for seniors, it's a fruit to treat with caution. Sometimes, too much of a good thing really is too much. Papayas. Papayas have long been praised for their digestive benefits. With their soft texture, tropical sweetness, and an enzyme called papain, they're often recommended for seniors struggling with bloating or sluggish digestion. But while papayas seem like a gentle, gut-friendly choice, they come with hidden dangers that most people never hear about, especially older adults on medication. Let's start with drug interference. the risk that hides in plain sight. Papayas may look harmless, but they contain compounds that can interact with common medications in dangerous ways. The papain enzyme that helps with digestion also affects how your body processes drugs. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, diabetes medications, or certain antibiotics, papaya can either amplify or weaken the effects, throwing off your treatment entirely. Take Helen, a 71-year-old from San Diego. She started eating papayas every morning to help with digestion. But within weeks, her blood pressure began fluctuating, and her medications didn't seem to work like before. Her doctor traced it back to her new papaya habit. Once she stopped eating them, her medications returned to working properly. For seniors on multiple prescriptions, this kind of interference can be serious, even life-threatening. Now, here's another surprise: allergies. You might assume you're in the clear if you've eaten papayas for years without issue, but allergies can develop later in life. Papayas share a protein structure similar to latex, and people with latex sensitivities, even mild ones, can suddenly react to the fruit. This condition, known as latex fruit syndrome, affects more seniors than most realize. Symptoms can include itchy mouth or throat, skin rash or hives, swelling in the lips or face. In rare cases, trouble breathing. If you've ever had sensitivity to latex gloves, balloons, or certain adhesives, it's worth thinking twice before reaching for papaya. But that's not all. Papayas may irritate the stomach lining, the exact opposite of what they're supposed to help with. While papain aids digestion, it's still a powerful enzyme. For seniors with sensitive stomachs, acid reflux, or conditions like IBS, papaya can actually cause gas and bloating, abdominal cramping, acid flare-ups, nausea. So, what's the takeaway? You don't need to fear papayas, but you should approach them mindfully. Here's how to stay safe. Never eat papaya on an empty stomach. It's more likely to cause irritation. Start with a small portion, especially if you've never eaten it regularly before. If you're on medications, talk to your doctor or pharmacist about potential interactions. Watch for signs of allergic reaction, especially if you've had any latex sensitivity. Looking for gut-friendly alternatives? Try plain yogurt or kefir, loaded with probiotics. Ginger tea soothes inflammation and calms digestion. Fermented vegetables like sauerkraut, excellent for long-term gut health. Bottom line, papayas are not evil, but for seniors, they're not always the gentle helper they're advertised to be. Like all foods, it's about knowing your body, your medications, and your limits. Now that you know the hidden risks behind these common fruits, it's time to take control of your health, one smart choice at a time. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more surprising health tips tailored for seniors. And don't forget to turn on the bell so you never miss a video that could protect your well-being. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.